So welcome everyone. We hope you're all well. Oh, Leslie's here. Hi, Lesley. Nice
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Your faces. Just going to say trigger warning. So as everyone knows, this is a brave space where we're kind of letting out all of our inner feelings, and some things might trigger some emotions that may be uncomfortable for some people. So just letting you know that we embrace all art forms and all types of art, even if that can be sometimes triggering. Just another thing to mention is that we've got the WonderZoo anthology coming out tonight, so the link will be up and everyone can see that. We've had loads and loads of people submit pieces.
Uploading as we speak.
Oh, yeah.
It is literally doing it now.
Yeah, so that's really exciting. If you've submitted some work in that one, you'll be able to see your work in there tonight. Forthcoming events, we've got the next Cosmic Storytelling group is on Friday the 12th of March. So we've had 2 already and they've gone down really well. We've had roughly around sort of between 15 and 20 people attend both events, and it's been a really great chance for people to connect, make friends, share their work, you know, whether it's a poem or just talk about who you are, just a chance to make friends and connect in these sort of strange times that we're in. So that's Friday the 12th of March at 2 p.m. and it's free and everyone's welcome. You don't have to share anything if you don't want to. But yeah, it's a lovely group and everyone's very welcoming, and it's good to have conversations with lots of nice people.
Did you say 2 p.m?
Yeah, 2 p.m. Friday the 12th of March. So that's the Cosmic Storytelling group. And just have to mention the YouTube channel. We're going to post the link up in the chat box, our YouTube page. And if anyone out there is part of YouTube and you'd like to subscribe, that would be really, really helpful to us, because we're trying to build our subscription to 100 subscribers. And once we get to that point, we can have a short URL, which means we can kind of put our link out there a lot more easily, because at the moment it's just a really long URL, which is, you know, not very convenient for us. So we're trying to get to the 100 point. So if anyone out there hasn't subscribed yet, we would absolutely love it if you do. So I'm just going to quickly go through our lineup tonight. We've got lots of wonderful artists. We've got Rosie, Barrett, Julia Teasin, Lesley Constable and Joe Heckett, and those are in the first half. Then we're going to have a short break, 5-10 minutes, and then it's going to be William Telford, Edith Blackbird, Sam Richards, and finally Aztec Tree, which is reggae electronica music from our very own Slain McGough Davey and his bandmates. So first of all, I'd just like to say hello to Rosie Barrett. You're our first artist to perform. Are you there? Oh, there you are. Okay, that's brilliant.
I'm here.
I'm just going to introduce you very quickly. So Rosie lives in South Devon. She's a member of Devon Poets, and she's been writing for many, many, many years, and has recently, in the past few years, been getting her work out there and been included in lots of anthologies, and also shortlisted for the Bridport Prize in 2017. And she has said she really enjoys getting together with lots of poets in the kind of community and sharing that brings. And she hopes to paint pictures with her words. So I think that's wonderful, and really looking forward to your poetry, Rosie.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Right, I'll start off with, I hope you haven't all heard and seen all of these before, but anyway, this is quite a recent one because it was So Farewell Chick Corea. I had your album with Gary Burton. The crystal silence calmed my lonely days in Lugano in 1974, and your practice sessions just last summer when you couldn't tour, we didn't know the whole of it, took my lockdown days to those times and another life. 7 nights a week, the English girl at La Piccionaia, spinning discs, who was a bit green and had a charmed life. Thank you, Chick, for sharing a glimpse of different smoky joints on another continent. You took on everyone from Mozart to Stevie Wonder, through Thelonious Monk, Chopin, Gershwin, and came up smiling. I will miss your new adventures on Black and White. Think for yourself and show your imagination to the world. Cool. Right. Now, my ode to the potato, as I promised. Oh, great and universal spud, potato, pomme de terre, aloo. Without you, where would we be? O culinary king, infusion bitten, here we play with multitudinous ways and means. Add to fish, get chowder, skink. Foremost, a glorious, unctuous mash with freshly grated nutmeg cream. With meat, there's shepherd's pie, or cheese for creamy tartiflette, plain roasty, or potato cakes. 400 years has Norway served small brown potatoes in their skins. In all that time, they haven't changed. Present them plain, just boiled. History tells of famine when blight came to Ireland's staple diet: bacon, cabbage, bubble and squeat. And so back to the New World you went, again with refugees, Kellys, Murphys and O'Briens, McDonald's and French fries. Did that do the job for the potato for you?
Yeah, I love that.
Totally
That's
did.
brilliant.
Okay.
My friend.
No, that's all right. I've not read it before. This is one from last summer, Learning to be a Lizard. I'm learning to be a lizard, though not yet on the page where I flick out my tongue, catch my lunch, crunch its exoskeleton, spit out the wings. I'm learning to be a lizard in unusual hot and sunny times, ambitions locked down, eating, sleeping, my habitat narrowed, creeping out as light hits the wall, wakes me up. I stretch my face to the sky, scan the big blue, wait for vapor trail, watch the buzzards circling in the thermals, listen to the cracking of the cones in the pines above. I'm learning to be a lizard as the heat beats off the mottled slabs, the world and I so still. Oh, it'd be nice to be warm again. Tom Waits comes to tea and has a nice time. He seemed surprisingly altogether far too big sitting in my kitchen. I'd steered him away from the bentwood rocker, circa 1930, to a much sturdier farmhouse carver, much less fragile. He would keep tipping it back. He takes his tea black with a slice of lemon and is partial to jam tarts. We talked about how life moves on and azaleas. He's quite an expert. I'd fallen in love to Martha and The Piano Has Been Drinking in the car driving into Yorkshire up the A1, high on the old 55. But that was then, he said. I felt throttled. I just found myself starving in the belly of a whale. He got up and took the iron from me. Did I say I'd been ironing when he knocked? Woman, you're doing it all wrong. This is how you iron a shirt. How much time have I got?
Yeah, time for one more, yeah.
Okay. This is, well, you'll have to guess what it's about. Better mislaid than abandoned. I hang from my toes at the top of the tree. Does it matter that my fur parts differently from all others? In the shade, I am invisible. The algae growing in the hollow hairs, blending greenish and musty. Mites and moths, ticks, beetles live and defecate in the forests of my fur, keep the algae green, my defense from the eagles circling above, the big cats below, and the snakes in the branches. I keep still and disappear, indistinguishable from the foliage rotting in the canopy. Solitary, I'll find a mate, swim if needs be, bear my single offspring, pretend not to hear its cry as I climb back up the tree when it is old enough for me to leave. Life cycle of a sloth. Thank you very much.
Oh,
that's really great.
That's really good, yeah.
Yeah.
I love sloths. Thank you so much for that. That's great.
With us.
Oh yeah, Caitlin,
Yeah,
our
I'll
researcher.
A
Research
researcher.
who has a love of sloths.
Ah,
You
yes,
will be friends
lovely.
for life. You'll be friends
Yeah.
for life, I think.
She
Very-
worked out
very
in Costa Rica with sloths. Thank you so much, Rosie Barrett. That was great. And next up, we have the wonderful Julia Teasin, and this is Julia's debut performance with WonderZoo. So it's great to have you here. Lovely to see your face. And yeah, Julia is originally from Germany, has been in Plymouth for 10 years and writes poetry as, was it that you told me it was called subconscious farts? Is that the right term? Yes. Love that term. So thank you so much, Julia, for being here. Really looking forward to hearing your poems.
I've been digging around a bit and I always forget that I write stuff. So I found a few things I've forgotten about. I thought I'd read those. Facebook isn't good for this. Not good for me. I mean, I scroll and read and scroll and read. You taking it all in? I wish I didn't waste my time. I do though, that's the thing. I scroll and read, scroll and read, flick and click, repeat. Everyone has an opinion and voices it, just how? By finding someone else's words or something roundabout. A meme, a statement, rant or quote, bang on, they all agree. Thumbs up, a heart, a sad react, a share, a follow me. And on it goes, and on it goes. And that's how I may feel that day-ish. Eventually, we all get tricked into the click and flick addiction as we what seems better, current, witty. It's quicker, I don't have to type. It's braver, I really feel the same. Just yesterday, but is it really? Is it? Is it really me? What if my mind's on standby and I'm living a white lie? This click and flick addiction, I've not been real, all of it, fiction. I just simulate, resigned to give up thinking, kind of peaceful, click and let's waste away inside. What a horrible addiction. Zombie, thumbs up, hypnotized. Facebook isn't good for this, not good for me. I mean, lately I've been feeling sad. I've been sad for quite a while. Do you fear what's coming too? Do you think we are all right? What if they don't look out for us? Can you think on your feet? Or did you spend too much time? Flick and click, repeat. And just find the next one. And then this is also quite an old one that I found, which is about the opposite of heartbreak, or as I called it, the real unicorn, the mystical being. The opposite of heartbreak has an opposite of heartbreak. The heart union, heart plaster, heart filler, heart suture, maybe heart patch, and my personal favorite, heart renovation, DIY style. Any of them a match? The opposite of heartbreak. It's possible, you say? Never heard of it, but okay. The opposite of heartbreak only works when you stop the blame game. The opposite of heartbreak, I show all of me, but you stay. The opposite of heartbreak, merging, meaning you did the same affirmation until it didn't even make sense anymore, over and over, every minute of every hour, continuously over and over until you finally believed yourself recovered. The opposite of heartbreak doesn't have a recipe. The opposite of heartbreak, is it that mythical creature that we rarely see? The opposite of heartbreak is not remembered in a song. The opposite of heartbreak goes unnoticed, uncelebrated, takes too long to even put into any shape or form. Well, until now. But heart DIY deserves to be sung, painted, drawn, performed, expressed, don't you think? The rest is up to you. That was that one. Thanks. and I've got another one. There was a time when I just couldn't write very much, so I would go to Scholar in the middle of the night. I'm talking like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., you know, when it's just getting a bit interesting in there. And I would just sit there because I don't really drink a lot. And I'll just try and really write poetry about, well, whatever I would see or feel or whatever. And it's quite interesting because you do get distracted and it makes it just like a bit of a challenge. So I wrote this one at 5 o'clock in Scholar, so just before it shut. just to say, I call my subconscious Lala, and if I go on a rant, I often mention her. So this one's called Lala's Open Mic. Out of the black, you, into the blue, do, into the blue, you, out of the, oh, for fuck's sake, soft forgiving you. You have been so empathetic, you escaped into the blue. The blue is such a lazy way, it talks and doesn't do. Out of the blue, you, out of the black, do, out of the blue, you, into the, oh, for fuck's sake, stop and allowing temper tantrums. You had time to be a child. You've been loud, allowed, and wild. You have been the softest parent, and did it work? Time to call it a night. We need a new way. You escaped into the blue, out of the black, you into the blue, now do. But I said it's time to call it a night. The blue is such a hazy way, and all you need is light. Light means truth in this case. No, not spotlight, camera, action, playing the victim to the masses. No, I'm talking business, missus. Yes, I'm saying fuck off, child. Stop excusing every old gimmick, and it's old all right. As I said, let it be now, and turn on the light. It actually shows a basic truth. There's no reason to fight or bicker even. Shh. And all there is to see is boring normality. So stop forgiving all this shit. Sincerely, from the ego to the inner child. Time to change the method. You can't find peace yet? Time to turn on the light. Who's the new parent? Thank you. I'm not good with these technical things. Thank you. I mean, I could do one more. Have I got time for one more? Yeah. Okay. Since we're on an emotional one, I do another one. This was on the day I stopped smoking. If you could have dressed me, only you can choose, and tell me I played and make me move much faster, always competing in some race. I would have been your daughter doll face, and I would have been so pretty to you. I would have been so pretty to you if I wasn't so fat and unfortunate in all the things I choose, be it clothes, be it posture, or my smile. Nothing is quite good enough unless it's dressed as lie. So can I ask, have you really not accepted how to be? I guess it must feel horrible if you are never real. Do you sometimes just forget who you are? Or are you still dreaming of lost victories? Do you think that you're a star? Is there a delusion living in your beer because you drink it down as if the whole case might disappear? Is it lonely in a mind that's always tense? Have you still not found a hobby? Did you insult your last friend? Are you still stood by something to go wrong? Are you praying for their failure with your dirty gypsy song? If I just had the strength to show you to be true, you would have found your own freedom and you'd recognized mine too. Maybe somewhere between self-destruct and lonely despair, you would have risen from rock bottom and you would have known how to be fair. Instead, the bad, the stress, the pain is ruling you. Your inner indecisiveness, your constant fear of life isn't going to go away if I fit in your shoe. Mama, I don't want your legacy. I wish I did. I hope you see me and trust what I feel, for I feel enough to lose the meaning. Mama, you have no legacy. Following what is trendy means you don't ever learn how to be. And feeling is an art that has to be explored. There's far more complex statuses than ugly and adored. They translate into states of our mind. They're passionate and flow free. They don't do well with being suppressed. They should grow within you. But you drank your voice away. You forgot to find that passion. It's not my burden. Find your own way. I'm sad that you are lost on your insecure way. I wish I met the girl who got away. But hey, I have to add, it's taken years for all of that to adapt. Hidden underneath all of my defense, I wish you learned to not pretend and to see that you did some things wrong and let me know how you moved on and that you did. Thank you.
Got a few comments that I'd like to read. Yeah, well done. I'd just like to read a few comments for you, Julia. So Margaret Corvid says, the Facebook poem is so true. Gabby says, really enjoying your work, Julia. Joe Heckett says, Julia, I love these. They really speak to me. Gabby also says, I used to draw in the Scholar when I couldn't sleep and until she got banned. Sam Richards says he's jealous that you got banned from the Scholar. I think that was to Gabby. Yeah. Ruben says he wants to get banned from the Scholar.
I had to persuade the Scholar to let him in once.
To let me in? I don't even remember that.
No, because I said a 17-year-old's coming down to meet me when you were younger, and they're like, really?
I don't know what Scholar is.
It's a pub in Plymouth called the Skiving Scholar.
It's the pub in Plymouth. It's the only one that's open till like 5, 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm awake.
Desperate creatives who can't sleep, like Julia and I, apparently get in there and write poetry, draw, and get banned.
And I used to visit Gabby a lot in there, but the thing is, I used to visit Gabby a lot in there, but I used to worry because like your feet get on the floor and you don't know if they're going to move anymore and you're going to get stuck in the middle or something.
Oh no, it's not remotely sticky, the floor in there, compared to the one nightclub in Launceston in North London. Oh.
Have you ever looked what's all stuck on the ceiling? Because there's all kinds of things stuck on.
Sorry, Julia.
Julia?
I was just saying there's all kinds of things stuck on the ceiling, like a mini piano. Like I just love like staring up there. I don't know why they decided to stuck loads of things upside down onto the ceiling. And I always wanted to steal the mini piano that's hanging there. Why is it hanging there? I can't play it.
I wanted to steal the skis.
Lesley said she really enjoyed your poems, Julia, and Sam says she loves the poems, but the screen was freezing slightly sometimes. Yeah, it was. I think there was a little bit of a problem with connection, but we had most of it, and it was, we got caught most of it. And Joe Heckett would like to know if we can find any of your poems anywhere. Have you got any online?
No, I just sometimes post them, but I don't have anywhere to put them. Maybe I should.
Yeah.
Come to WonderZoo. If Julia wants to put more out there, we will.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
We could at some point before we move on to the next artist, if you're interested, we could do like a little video of you or something, put on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, we could arrange that sometime. We could meet up with you in a park and film you performing, put it on YouTube.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Okay. We could do that as part of our North Stonehouse project, just saying.
Oh, yes.
Gabby will message you privately on that one. If you want to do
that. We'll sort that out, and maybe we can arrange for you to be part of our one of our short films that we're making. So I forgot to mention, everyone, that we're actually being funded by Stronger North Stonehouse to create 8 short films around North Stonehouse, around the arts and performance, and we've done three so far, and it's every Saturday that we're filming. So we're getting local artists to get involved. So yeah.
Can I just drop in there a second? I've just seen the legendary Phil is in the corner.
Phil Smith. Hi,
Phil
Phil.
Smith. I'd just like to say, Phil, would you be interested in being in one of our films?
I charge when people dream about me, Spain. So, yeah, but of course, yeah.
Okay, I'll get Gabby to get hold of you.
We're actually paying this time for a change.
Yeah, we've got some funds. So we'd love to get you on film,
Phil. Good boy, Phil.
Yeah, it'll be lovely. Yeah.
We actually post all of our films on Monday, so we do the filming on Saturday, edit it, or get it posted on Monday. So keep a lookout for our films as they come out, everyone. They are quite funny and entertaining. Okay, next up we've got the wonderful Lesley Constable, all the way from Weymouth. Hi, Lesley, it's great to see you.
Hi, everyone. It's lovely seeing you.
So if anyone out there doesn't know who Lesley is, she's a poet, artist, dancer, teacher, spent many years living in Mexico. She's very well traveled and comes from the hippie generation. So she's all about Jim. She loves Jim Morrison and the Doors and all this, like the rock and roll generation. She's an amazing person. So before Lesley reads for us, I just wanted to let everyone know, can you please make sure that you're muted, because I think sometimes some sounds are coming through. So if everyone can just mute themselves, that'd be wonderful. So over to you, Lesley.
Well, hello, everyone. It's wonderful being here. The Lost Generation, I'm not quite sure what inspired that as a theme. However, I'm feeling quite lost because we have lost, the world has lost, an amazing fellow, Lawrence Ferlinghetti, and he was the founder of City Lights and a very amazing, courageous poet himself, very amazing and courageous person. He published Allen Ginsberg's Howl, I think it was in 1956. And then he stood trial on obscenity charges because of the book. And amazing guy. Anyhow, he just died at 101. So sort of in honor of the lost generation, I'm going to read this poem called Found Light. It's about being found. Found light. We find that we are there, diagonal path through the overhanging trees, sure and clear. The branches clamoring for our attention, pulling at our clothes like eager children. Did not expect the laughter, the sudden laughter that played through the trees. Steady hum of insects all the while, a sweet song across the reach of trees, and higher up into this watchful sky. We embrace found now in this pool of light that marks this spot, this end of the path, and this time together now. We are together, found now in this light, found together and not alone, found now, not lost, never lost. Okay. Next one is wave. I find that I write a lot about water, rivers, and the sea and the ocean. So this is sort of typical of, I keep coming back to that theme. In Mexico, if you're drawn to water, to the ocean, and many people are, they call you pata salada, or salty feet. I think that's really, really sweet. And it's true no matter where I go here, I'm always like right at the coast. So I'm pata salada. So this one's called Wave. I was almost free, then I wasn't. You know how that goes. Freedom is transient, always. When I wasn't free, I had to think about what I was thinking. What was I thinking? Or better, why was I thinking? Being free is being. Thinking about being free is thinking, not being. So, in thinking about being free, you are certainly not free. You are just thinking. It's different. Start again. Thinking I was almost free, whatever that means, or what it meant to me at the moment. In that moment, I sang. Then I felt the warm sand on my feet. When the wave came up, as it does, I felt the cold water of the ocean on my feet, the cold on top of the warm. Then I was free. So this one is called The Bride. It's an odd little poem. Yeah, it was inspired by the two next poems I'm going to read. It was inspired by taking a trip to Greece with my youngest son, now 24. He was 18 at the time. It was a wonderful experience. So, yeah. So this one's called The Bride. I was allowed only one glimpse this time as a bird, circling overhead, hovering close by for just a glimpse. I knew you as you walked, pale, your wasp waist circled in sweet-smelling flowers, your quiet smile partially concealed by white gauze, a vision of loveliness as you should be. How often I had seen you as a fish, as a mouse, as a blushing wife, myself, a smile behind your hand, your joke and no one else's. I watched as the congregation, I watched as your maid, I watched as the groom and the wisps of clouds in the cerulean sky. All those years I had watched and never understood, still not understanding the mystery of consummation. As the bride was I quiet, as the bride was I sad, as the bride nervous, giddy, serene? I don't remember. So many times in so many lives like you, I had walked that trembling long walk on my father's arm, and still, as you, as me, not understood. That is my beauty. That is why men love me. I do not understand now, only that the bride must marry herself and seed the child sleeping in her belly at the moment and all the while of the ceremony. And later, in the room by yourself, you become you and stop looking in the mirror. Stop looking at the rogues' gallery of faces and behold only the presence of the other is you. You sleep all those nights and dream your dream in love, plural, singular. You are yourself. You are the one only who smiles behind your hand. Consummated in looking, consummated by looking, I knew you at that moment. I was you at that moment. I saw you as a bird circling slowly, lovingly overhead. I am you. I am the bride. So the next one's so the next one's the follow-up to that one, and it's called Golden Babies, because I guess if you're a bride, then you end up having golden babies. I don't know. Golden babies. The mothers are calling across the wine-dark sea, through the foam that licks each wave as it comes to shore, across the sky. Mothers cry, cradle the baby, cradle her, cradle him tight. Don't let the baby fall. The little boat rocks gently on top of the waves. It has a line that goes down deep into the dark water. The line is attached to the hand of the fisherman. The sea is dark, deep, opaque, green, dark emerald. The fisherman holds the line gently but securely, understanding the pull of things, the pull of the fishes randomly from deep underwater. Fish, line, fisherman, rocks are one, a continuous line that goes back into time, back to the mothers who call me. Don't forget the baby, baby. Babies are flying across the sky, golden, serene. They are smiling, the babies, knowing all, holding tight to them the pain, the horror, and the joy. They smile. Baby holds us all gently together and as one. Baby will not let us fall. Baby will hold on and will hold on and will not let us fall. Oh, it's our first cradle. We must mind the baby. So I've just got a few more. They're not long. This one's called Hum. I like this one. I pay attention to the hum in the room, humming. Yellow, with its perfect pitch, its lofty tone, sings like angels on high. Others, these colors buried deep below, deep underground from this attention. Deep below this knowledge, the occupation of color, this attention, me. I'm curious yellow. I'm curious blue, blue which falls below yellow in pitch, but high. Yes, it is high. Below yellow, below. What it brings this hum, what is brought to attention to me, this attention to the hum in the room, is time, sound. It is like color, but different. Paying attention to it, its swift focus, its dull knowledge of why it is time to cry, to make the sounds which we know and understand to cry, and we cry and cry. Yellow with its perfect pitch, and us in the room with the hum in our lives, always there like the cat on the prowl, silent sometimes. Light touch of the fur on your leg, sudden, unseen, unknown. By touch awakens the senses, and we know something, anything, this presence of hum, the witness we know, which brings us the knowledge that we know that it is time to cry. With our bodies, with our full attention, we make the deep sound, our hum, the deep sound of our release. So I'm going to read a weird little one and one more, and then my set's done. Largeness of small places. Innocent bugs, summer bugs, come to the light. Come into the light. I see you humming. I feel the breath of your wings in the cracks you seek with sureness, with purpose. You come and enter and squeeze in, caught and together and congested. This world of loss, crowded into the smallness, sure death, togetherness. This world you create. The final union of trapped things becoming other threads of sheer being connected. Is as once bug, on now and turned into thin air. So the final one is it's homage to a dear friend of mine. Her name's Cecile. She's a poet. We've been friends. We met in Mexico 20 years ago, and she's in San Francisco. And she talked to her last night. She toddled over to City Lights, which is the bookstore that Lawrence Ferlinghetti had, and was just a mecca for beat poets and beat writers and all sorts of odd beatniks and that whole crew. So this is about her having lost her sister, and she's Jewish, and she was sitting Shiva, and which is a wonderful honoring, a way to honor the dead. So this poem is dedicated to Cecile Earle, and it's called Sitting Shiva. I sit Shiva with you alone in this house. Candles I lit crying molten wax, wax overflowing, and you at a northern bay, me near this jungle. One, a certainty, not God, with arms long enough to wrap around the distance of sorrow, yet stand staunch with you, prepared in your kitchen, awaiting all food cooked for your sorrow, the uncontrolled hunger overtaking, becoming you satisfied then at last. You light your candles and cover your face with your palms and breathe into it in the honored way. Hum your sweet song, the pause of breath, remembering to forget the last rattle of air she drew. Forget to remember the boat rocking you on the bay with your curls unfurling all the while, and down deep into the long ocean, edging comfortably into the cracks, down further, join us all there waiting for you. 7 days you wait, you walk that circle, the endless loop around yourself, around and through that garden, the tangle of vines overhead, the flowers that catch, fall onto you quiet and unknown, and wait, hiding as quietly as rain does, and as rain moves silently through the grass, quiet then coursing streams of light, rivulets of newfound joy, emergent life, you join the world, come to the world again, as the land ends where it meets the sea, sing, lick the waves with your feet. So that's all from my set.
So beautiful.
Loud clap now.
Yay!
Lovely, Lesley.
Really good
that's
stuff.
so great.
Beautiful.
I'm just
Beautiful.
going to read you some comments, Lesley. So Gabby said, Lesley is an all-round beautiful person and wonderful poet and artist, which is so true. Joe Heckett says, oh, Lesley, that's divine. Margaret Corbett puts a heart. Sam Richard says, Leslie's poem about being free is a bit zen. I really like it. Tia Maraki says, beautiful, my salty-footed friend, with a heart. Gabby says, love The Bride. It's in the anthology, which is uploading as we speak. Joe Hackett says, gorgeous. Margaret Corvid says, splendid work. And Gabby says, I love your performance style, Lesley. And had a few messages from Facebook Live. So we've had Vanessa Cross says, that was beautiful. Zoe Riley says, that was excellent. Rosie Barrett says, cradle the baby. Oh, can't wait. Our newest is nearly 3 months old. Lovely. And the grandbabies are so much more fun. So, yeah. Rosie Barrett says, crying molten wax. Perfect. And Margaret Corvid likes the line, as quietly as the rain does. So, yeah, loads of...
I like to say, Lesley, one day I'd like to be in the desert with you, where we can actually create some lizard stuff together.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, and Gina Rose has just said, Lesley is dope.
Excellent.
So now we've got our final artist from the first half is Joe Heckett, all the way from London. So I'm just going to read a little bit of a blurb about Joe because she's new to WonderZoo. And so Joe is an artist and poet. She writes poems to anchor the magical in the body. And what she does is she's got a poetry subscription where she writes, reads and records a poem every week for her subscribers. So you can subscribe to this at www.joeheckett.com/poetry. So she sends out a poem for her
Give you a
subscribers.
break, I put that in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah. So she's put she's put Joe Heckett's poetry subscription there. So that's really fun because you can receive a poem, a performed poem, like the voice in your every week from Joe if you want. And she also runs a Ministry of Art Revolution training camp. So yeah, Joe's a very interesting person. I actually found Joe through Jackie Garrett, who I found through Kelly Withers. So it's all linked up. Lots of poets recommending other poets, and that's how we discovered Joe. And really looking forward to hearing your work, Joe. Hello.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jay. I'm here. I'm actually in Ireland at the moment, but I do live in London, so that's all good. Thank you so much. A lot of my poems they're almost like spells. So, and I'll refer to that later specifically, but the first one I want to read is called The Void, or How Artists Make Art. I dip my hand into the void, feel stars brush past my fingertips, moons and dark matter, unfathomable, not yet beings live here, in this empty, infinite abyss made of endless possibilities, all the horrors and the joys, dreams of past and future lives, worlds within worlds within worlds, concertina in upon themselves, swiveling, convoluting, swerving and coiling and folding, unseeable, deep, deep, deep. There is no end to this, no floor, no final stop if I fall. I smoothly grasp a handful of unknowable stuff, pull it consciously into the time-bound world of space, give it meaning, a form that expresses its being. It sits and shimmers, coalesces around my hand, my words calling it to life. I stroke it, bend it, coax it into settling on a shape that can be seen, can be known, can be talked about and loved. I gaze at it. I ask, are you yourself enough? Have you become? Is there more to give? I listen carefully for the answer. Use all my senses. One eye still on the void, one on the mass in front of me. I'm careful to keep my feet on the ground at all times, to feel the pulsing earth, to find the shape that needs to be filled, the voice that needs to be answered, the beating heart that needs to be quietened or speeded up. I'm careful never to lean in too far, too deep, always to remember who and where I am. I dip my hand into the void. A secret access opens instantly. I live here and there. Realities overlapping, intersecting, meshing, weaving, coexisting. It is a privilege and a fear that refreshes and reassures me, even as it fills me with shivers. This is my job. This is my calling. This is my gift, my service, my ecstasy. This is my sacred pleasure. I dip my hand into the void. I am looking for something, and it is looking for me. So thank you. That is for all the poets and artists out there. I hope it resonates with what it's like to make art. Now, the next poem is called Horses, and this is based on me and my sisters when we were young. The thing about horses is they still remember when they had wings. When we were children, a fallen tree was cause for jubilation. That blocked pathway would soon set us free. Speed alone was not enough. We rode wild. No saddle, no bridle, bare legs on round backs felt their skin shiver. Their wings beat, our hearts beat, gathering pace, quicker, swifter. We both knew that flight was coming. And that moment, when we were free, free of the earth, free of thought, free of grief, that brief moment between leaping and landing, between then and now, that is the moment we lived for. Nowadays, we obsess about unicorns, their magic horns and rainbow eyelashes. But it's Pegasus that rules the horses. Pegasus, who always has. And the thing about horses is they still remember when they had wings. Thank you. And now this one is called Juno Moneta, and students of classical history might know that she was a Roman goddess and minted coins in her temple. And they say that's where the word money came from. So what I need to tell you is there's one word in here, which is logos, and that logos means the power to speak things into being with your words. Coins tumble from my lips as pleasure speaks. A golden dragon uncurls in my belly. I feel her fire. Draw me down, she says, give me voice. I weave worlds with my words. Ice crystals hang in the air. Diamond dust, the power of logos. I speak. My dreams of God filled with her snakes. I enchant, I incant, I spell. I have been burned for less. Coins tumble from my lips, pearls spill from my throat. Where is the harm? I have no weapon, no war, no fight. Coins tumble from my lips, rubies, sapphires called by my tongue. My song brings life, recreates all things. Coins tumble from my lips, pray that I speak your name.
Brilliant. It's really good.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
I have loads, but I'll carry on a few different ones and then let me know when the time is up. This is a very different vibe. Just so to put that last one in context, that is about the what if money was based around the feminine divine principle. That was the kind of context for that one. So this one, I think everyone will get what it's about. It's called The Blackest Ocean. I am in the blackest ocean. It could be made of ink or maybe obsidian by some strange magic turned liquid. The water wraps around my legs as I kick, kick, kick. I hear my own breathing. That sound my only companion. In it goes, out, in again, out. Lonely splashes at the edge of my skin. I'm not afraid. There should be a shore. My mind tells me there should be a shore, but I can't sense it. I can't feel it. Not behind, not in front, not beside. As above, so below. The only difference between sky and sea is one of density. I am the apex, the vortex where competing darknesses meet, vast, ancient, unending. The sounds of my body, both loud and tiny in the infinite night. Thank you. And then this one is called River, and this one I wrote actually as a bespoke poem for somebody who wanted one to help them with a specific situation. So, there is a river in me that moves deep and slow. I hear it when I sleep. It's covered in layers of concrete, bricks, and rubble, debris of ages. My mother's mother lived beside it, washed her clothes, bathed her children, dipped her naked body in its cool, moving waters, allowed her head to sink below and gaze up at the light beyond its surface. From here, only the sun, the moon were visible through the lens of unbroken water. Lately, I hear the river, even in the day, even while awake, even when in company. Lately, I feel the river, gathering strength as it seeks the sea. Lately, I smell the earth at its banks, damp where splashing drops escape. Lately, I see the dragonflies and kingfishers, silver minnows, living jewels among the tumbled stones of its bed. Lately, I hear the song my mother's mother sang as she refreshed her voice with gulps and sips and gazed at her own reflection in amazement, just as I now gaze at mine. Is that my time? Or do you want one little one?
I think that probably, that's probably time now, because we've got to think about the break and all that. Thank you so much, Joe. That was so mesmerising. Oh, just loved it.
A goddess of a voice.
This is brilliant, I just wanted to say a few comments. So where does it start? Got that. Lesley says, very meditative, Joe, truly luscious. And Gabby says, I could listen to you forever, Joe. Jackie Watcher says, love that one about the horses. Let's see, Margaret Corbett says, excellent delivery style. And and you got Anne-Marie Mozinga, I don't know if she's a friend of yours. She says, Joe Heckett on Facebook.
Anne is in my poetry subscription. Thanks, Anne.
Awesome. I think I really want to subscribe to your poems, actually.
She's a really good friend.
I love hearing your voice. It's just very, very powerful. And I follow you on Facebook, obviously, like we're friends on Facebook and that. And I just really want to say that I'm so inspired by what you've said about wanting to put pleasure at the front and center of the arts. And actually, what else did you say? You're a worshipper of nature and envisioner of the matriarchy, earth worshipper. And that really resonates with me. And it's great to have discovered you through different contacts, and it's lovely to have you here. And I'm so glad, we've been able to sort of meet online. So
me
thanks
too.
so much for being here. Loved everything you've performed there. Does anyone else want to say anything before we go to the break? No? Cool. Well,
shit, sorry. I just wanted to say it's some really good poems.
I agree. It's been amazing.
Sorry, can I just ask? I don't know if I did, but did you hear all that when I was going up all the stairs? Because I think I had it on mute, but I took thank God for that. Fuck, there would have been a lot of noise. Sorry about that.
We see you with your cyborg headset, which is fucking amazing, by the way. What's going on there?
I got it on Amazon. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad either.
Right. Just one last comment now from Edith Blackbird. She says, very beautiful and colourful. You have a very lovely voice. That's for Joe. So now we're just going to have our break now. So it's going to be a 10-minute break. So if everyone can be back at
8:39.
8:39. So yeah, 22. And we'll see you in a bit.
Not 8:40, 8:39.
8:39.
Watching.
Yeah.
8:39.
8:39 exactly.
All right, in a bit.
Breaks over. So I'll just check to see if William Telford's there.
There he is.
Oh, hi, William. You all right? So welcome back to the second half of this WonderZoo gig, and our first artist to perform is William Telford, who is a Plymouth-based poet, and he's published 2 books. His most recent one is a flash fiction book, and it's called How Love Works. It's available on lulu.com. There he is. So there's How Love Works. So that's available if anyone's interested in more of William's work.
I'm waiting for my social walk with you, so you can give me a copy.
So William, you need to unmute yourself.
Easily done.
Okay.
The click of a button.
Yeah. So I'll hand over to you, William.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Good to see you all. I had some lovely poetry read earlier. Thank you very much. I'm going to start off, as always, with an apology. I'm terrible. No, seriously, this is about an apology for on behalf of Sir Richard Branson. He still can't get my internet connection working. He's been around twice in his Wellingtons, and so if I freeze, just remember that's probably the best bit, but it might happen. Take it as part of the performance, and I will come back at some point. It might not freeze, but anyway. I might have a visit from a cat any second now. Right on cue, he's trained well. Yeah, so it all happens here. Richard Branson, cats, everything, right? So I'm going to read a couple of short pieces. This one is called A Cool, Dry Place. It's from my book, How Love Works, mostly flash fiction. So this is very
William, you've muted yourself. You need to unmute
It was
yourself.
the cat. It was the cat. She does that. She does that every now and then. She's got a thing about the internet. There's too many cats on it. You see, it's the thing. Right. This is. I hope you can hear me now. This is called A Cool, Dry Place. Seeing as I had no use for a rowing machine or a hunk of tanzanite set in silver or a crate load of moisturiser, I silenced the TV screen, popped a cheddar and red onion heart-shaped crisp in my mouth and reached for the phone. The number battered in, the crisp crunched to oblivion, the dial tone diminished. There came this voice. Hi, I said. Hello, said the voice. I just thought I'd call, I said, to let you know how things are. Said the voice. Let you know, I said, how I've been, how it's been, how stuff's been. There was silence down the fibre, so I said, because it says right here that you'd love to hear from us, to hear from me. It says love. It uses the word love. It says you'd love to hear. It says it right here on the packet, just under suitable for vegetarians, contains gluten. And the bit about allergies. It even gives a number. So the voice said, So I said, I thought I'd better tell you. And off I went. I talked football, I talked fashion, the Brandenburg Gate, French foreign policy, arthritic hips, those cartons that you get with takeaways, big hat, small change, why the Wanted split up and why tagging doesn't work. Elton John or Billy Joel, I said, or Bobby Crush. Whatever happened to Bobby Crush? And Aztec bars, where do they go to? And there's actually a reason why there's a sell-by date on cheese. And so on and so forth, until at last I took a deep breath and I finished with, and that is why I'll never get a piercing below the waist. Oh, said the voice. And then after a heartbeat, and the crisps are all right? Oh yeah, sure, as I said, I loved them. I loved them so much, you know what, I'll cherish them. And if you love something, you should cherish it, right? You should look after it, protect it. Well, I guess, said the voice. Good, I said. So like it says right here on the packet, store in a cool, dry place. So I'll keep them in a cool, dry place. Then something struck me, some thought, and I said, I don't suppose you like salsa or zumba or line dancing or I'm in Mumbai, said the voice. Oh, I said, my bottom lip out. But hey, there's always Skype. You know Skype. Excuse me, said the voice. Yeah, maybe you're right, I said. Me and technology. I mean, 1 minute you're knee deep in the blogosphere, the next you're banned from the job centre. I think you should speak to my manager, said the voice. And after I'd spoken to the manager, and after I'd had the meaning of harassment explained in unnecessary detail, and after I'd hung up in haste and finished the last of the co-op fund table, I staggered over to the mantelpiece and I picked up a frame. God, remember the wedding, I said. Gertrude in a fascinator. And who let Monty at the toffee vodka? But Lucy, I sighed. Didn't she look good? And in white too. And wasn't her skin clear? And her hair gleaming, and that smile, like it had its own light source. I puffed out a breath. Wasn't she just great, I said. And wasn't I thin? Man, I was.
Happened.
Oh,
Did I freeze?
Yeah.
Like Sir Richard Branson.
You're back again. That's good.
Where did I get up to?
Best bit.
That's it. That was the beginning.
You were at Wasn't I Thin?
Oh, well, I was at the end.
After toffee vodka.
I was at the end. I was at the end, yeah. Moulin of the...
It's frozen.
Well, because it's filming me. Hello?
William, hi.
You're
Is that
back.
Turn
fine?
up your video. We might be able to hear you if your connection's been a bit weird.
I could try that.
Yeah.
Turn the video off.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's go. Right. So now it's like I'm listening on the radio to like a horror story. I'm not sure I'll read the end of that because I think it was cursed, that story. It was a word that, oh, no, I will do the end, right? So, God, remember the wedding, I said, Gertrude and a fascinator. And who let Monty at the toffee vodka? But Lucy, I sighed, didn't she look good? And in white too, and wasn't her skin clear and her hair gleaming? And that smile, like it had its own light source. I puffed.
Oh, dear.
You've frozen again.
Yeah, it just doesn't like the end of that poem.
No. Strangely, everything goes blank after toffee vodka, which is pretty much my experience.
It's obviously not a camera, is it?
No.
Maybe it's
Bring your face back.
maybe it's the mic. Maybe I'll just mime it.
Just try and get frozen in a good pose.
I'll abort that story because the internet doesn't like it, and it's so sad at the end. I just can't take it anymore. So I'll read a different one. Yeah. This is also short. I don't know. Or shall I go really short and then call it a day? What do you reckon? What? Shall I do really short? Call it a day. I'll do this one. I'll do two really short ones. Well, hopefully we'll get through them. This is called Jesus Gets Dressed. Jesus, pronounced Jesus, drew himself up to his full height, lifted his chin, straightened his tie of scarlet silk, knotted in a perfect St. Andrew, and smiled like a US president thinking about a wall. He adjusted his pocket square, also presidential, folded to cutthroat sharpness, its pure white contrasting against the dark wool of his suit jacket, then tightening his rectus abdominis and all around it, pulled down the hem of his light grey tailored waistcoat before adjusting his sleeves so his steel bat-shaped cufflinks and Rolex Dark Knight timepiece glinted. He swiveled on a patent leather shod heel and headed out of the bedroom, throwing his overcoat over his arm, grabbing for his silver-handled cane and placing his top hat over his freshly gelled hair. He marched along the passage. Ethel appeared from the kitchen, hands on hips. Oi, mush, she said. Where in creeping death's name do you think you're going this time of night? Out, Jesus answered, opening the front door, giving a wan smile. Out where? Said Ethel, folding her arms. Just out, he said, with a little shrug, as he stepped over the threshold into the moonlight.
Great stuff.
This one is really short. That was short. This is really short. This is actually going to be published in an anthology later this year. So it'll be in 2 books. And it's an anthology called 81 Words. And it's 1,000 short stories. It's taken about 5 years to compile. And they're all 81 words long. And I'm going to be this is going to be one of the stories in it. It's exactly 81 words. It's called Gustavo's Last Night of the Writing Group. At Gustavo's last night of the writing group, Lucinda read a story about a dystopian world run by psychiatric owls. She said afterwards, "I'm off the olanzapine." Isabella Valentina Carina read flash fiction about a woman who murdered her husband with a ski pole. She said she and little Marina Melody would holiday alone this year. Yannick followed his poem about the lonesomeness of a bobcat with "The roof of my bedsit leaks." And Gustavo read a story about some people at a writing group. Thank you.
Hey,
Yay.
I think it was your cat that sabotaged you.
I think it's the frog people.
It's not the frog, the cat, Richard Branson, who knows?
What else is in there?
Sam Richards says, love that, William. Hippie says, Richard Barnson. Margaret Corwood says, oh, no, hang on, that's frozen. Have you got a link to your book, William? Gabby says. Maybe you could put it up in the group chats if anyone's interested.
I will, yeah. The Lulu's broken at the moment, would you believe? But
I know.
I'll post it. I'll tell you, I'll post one to you at some point.
Yeah. Jackie Watcher says, his rectus abdominis, you have a lovely turn of phrase and very funny. Joe Heckett says, oh, gorgeous, William. I love your delivery. Slain says he really wants to do that social walk with you sometime to get a copy of your book.
We will.
Yeah, Margaret says, excellent. Ruben says, brilliant poems. I think I saw you at the China House once. So Lesley says, loving your work, William, very inventive, well observed and wonderfully written and structured. Vanessa Cross says, keep going. And Gabby says, Ruben, you've definitely seen William a few times. So yeah. It's great to see you again. It's been quite a while since we've seen your face. I think the last time I saw you was at the gig, back in the garden gig, actually.
No, it seemed like the other day, but it's actually about 6 months ago now, isn't it?
Yeah, so much time's gone past.
Started falling through the decking.
Yeah,
we're getting some new decking put in soon, William. So next time you're around, you're not going to again.
I'll wreck the decking.
I'll send the Herald the bill.
Yeah, do it. Send it to them. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, William. So next up, we've got.
Thank you for having me on, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's great to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's lovely to see you. Next up, we've got Edith Blackbird, and she's a queer Latin writer who sings bilingual words from the soul. I took that from her Facebook page, and she's all the way from Texas. So welcome, Edith.
Yay. Hello, everyone.
Great to see you. Looking gorgeous.
Gracias a todos. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Slain, Chi, and also Gabby. Thank you, everybody from WonderZoo. And from the people already shared, thank you so much. You're so talented, and this is humbling for me. So thank you so much for being here. Well, this is, I have 2 pieces today. Hope I have time for those 2. One is, the first one will be in Italian. So, this is, well, I started to learn Italian since last year. It's an amazing language that I fell in love with. And well, my journey with this language is still going. And this is my very first poem in this language. So please bear with me. My pronunciation is a work in progress. So hope you like it still. Thank you so much. And this is called Tutto e Niente. Cosa senti sul palco? Oh, mio amico, sento il bisogno di offrire la mia devozione al pubblico, servire a ogni sguardo un pezzo della mia esistenza, concedere la mia voce con spine e petali di rosa, Dari tutto il mio respiro in ogni parola mentre, esponendo la mia anima nuda, taglio e apro il petto per poi morire e rivivere con applausi del pubblico. Non è pericoloso? Vale davvero la pena rischiare? Oh, vale tutto e niente. Tutto ciò che l'arte può accendere nelle vostre cellule, semplicemente prendendo il pennello, toccando delicatamente le corde di un strumento, prendendo fiato per dare alla luce una canzone, deflorando la pagina bianca con la prima lettera, plasmando un pezzo di materia in forme eloquenti, ogni delicato movimento in nome della musica e della sceneggiatura. Tutto e niente di meno di tutto che lo semplice per chi come me sente nelle vene il flusso naturale della lava dai colori artistici. Wow! Allora deve essere una bella esperienza. Sì, mio amico, caro amico. È anche un dovere per tutti, compreso il pubblico, fare tesoro di ogni vestigia d'arte del passato, testimoniare e consacrare l'arte del presente ed ereditare tutte le forme d'arte al futuro. Perché? Non c'è sensazione migliore del riversare tutto il tuo essere nelle opere. Grazie a tutti. That was my first piece, and I'm going for my second one. For this one, thank you so much.
Che prova.
Gracias. So for this one, I will use some music. Please let me know if you can hear my voice and also the music at the same time, so it's not too loud, any of those. Would you please give me a thumbs up, please? Did you hear that? Okay. So for this one, like I said, I would use music, and this will be an English poem which is called My Lover's Breath. Okay, let's start this. This time I might love your lungs still on, chest up and down, relax, closed eyes, I will see you. Y a veces me pregunto qué pasaría si yo encontrara un alma como la mía. Yes, I love you, mi alma, morning breath and all. Yes, I want you, papi, mami, but not for my collection. Yes, I miss you, even asleep. No, you don't need my dreams to dream. No, you don't need half of me to be completed. No, I won't wake you up if you're not ready at all. I promise you, I swear. Under the sheets dumb, nuestra casita, locked in passion, in a legs knows shame to pleasure. We will hatch our lips to speak in tongues. Sí, mi amor. Thank you so much, everyone.
Passion.
Bravo.
Such passion, such a wonderful passion.
Oh,
Beautiful. Wow.
thank you so much. Edith, do you have anything else to perform, or is that the last one?
That was my last one. Sorry.
Oh no, that's wonderful.
wonderful. Yeah.
Is there more? Please give us more.
Hey, we're looking to create this festival in Plymouth, man. We have to try and get you a ticket to come over here. It'd be brilliant to have you.
No, we've got a whole plan. If you look at the chat, there's a whole plan going on.
I never read the chat because I know you guys read it all.
No, we've already planned to get her here.
Good. Yeah, yeah. I would look forward to a cup of coffee with you, that's for sure.
Yeah. You had some lovely comments. Margaret says, I don't speak Italian, but your delivery is, I don't know what that symbol means. I think it means on fire. Joe says, love the language of your hands. Sam Richard says, I don't understand Italian, but I can well hear why opera originated there. Lovely. Gabby says, using a language for poetry while you're learning it. Wow. Lesley says, Edith, this is stunning. Your words, your delivery, your expressive hands, your gestures. Maris says, wow, Edith, you're amazing. Rosie Barrett says, che brava, mi piace molto. Terrific. Don't need a translation to get the passion.
Yeah.
This is the link to the Top Floor Poets. Okay, all very different, so something for everyone. Gabby says, che bene. Jackie Watcher says, beautifully performed. Gabby wants to import you under some Brexit trade agreement. That's what everyone, I think
no, we have to make more deals with the US, and Edith lives in Texas, so I think that's the deal we need to make.
Ruben says, amazing, love your voice. Sam Richard says, quality. Gabby wanted to know, are those your paintings in the background? Did you do?
Well, the one over here, the one that I'm pointing is mine, but this one down here is my sister's, and this other one over there is my mom's.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lovely.
The one who makes paintings the most is my middle sister. She's very talented, and I love her so much.
Oh, Margaret says, you have a glorious voice. Jackie says, love it. Wonderful voice and passionate poetry. Lesley says, amazing, Edith. Goodness, how wonderfully realized and perfect. Joe Heckett says, thank you all so much. She needs to leave now, but it's been a joy. Thank you, Joe.
I like to say that I would like to get Lesley to sort of get a CIA cousins over there, UFO cult group, and get you over here on a UFO immediately.
Bring Edith over here on a UFO.
Yeah,
that's what we need to do.
Oh,
yeah.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Well, if we get her over on the UFOs, then that beats all the fascists, doesn't it? I mean, because we can stop her over them.
No, aliens aren't fascists.
I quite like aliens, personally.
Well, you don't know them all. Anyway.
Yeah, thank you so much, Edith. That was such a pleasure to listen to. So inspiring. Thank you very much. Next up, we have the wonderful musician and writer Sam Richards, all the way from Totnes. It's great to have you here, Sam. Lovely to see you. Woo!
Well, great to be back with the WonderZoo crowd. Yeah. I was just looking at my diary. The last live one, certainly the last live one I was involved in, was this time last year.
Yeah, I remember that one actually. It was at the Portuguese Cafe, yeah.
And I think I've been to a couple of these online, and they're okay. There's a lot we can do online that we couldn't do if we were live. For example, the last person who came on is halfway across the world, you know.
But that's why we're going to make some changes. When we go back at live, we've bought a projector screen and everything, so we are going to have live acts and the odd act from other countries.
Oh, that's great.
We're going to project them over.
So that's the good thing coming out of COVID. We're going to mix it up.
Yeah, turning poison into medicine, as they say in Buddhism. So anyway, I thought I'd do my bit to see if we could, all feel a bit safer. So I had my jab about 10 days ago now, and I wrote a little poem about it. I had my jab today. It didn't hurt a bit, but I am a little bothered by all the hair that grew all over my body as I was driving home. And by the time I parked the car, I couldn't get enough bananas. I had my jab today, just rolled up my sleeve and jibbity-jabbity-doo, there it was. prick. It was okay, but here's the rub. I can't have children now. That's what the jab does for you, and nothing to do with the fact that I have a prick. I had my jab today. I used to be a good guy, straight as a die, but now my DNA is rearranged into something more deranged, and I'm planning to rob a bank, pick locks, run like a fox, kick old ladies, and ruthlessly snatch their handbags. I used to be such a sweet potato, a ding-dong daddy, up for a sainthood next New Year. Now I'm a mean machine, like a villain of the silver screen, cruel and obscene, out on the prowl after midnight for the blood of the innocent. I had my jab today, and now I can't stop myself sleepwalking backwards into the clutches of sinister secret men with foreign accents, stroking their pussycats while they plot, who secretly want to control us all, who secretly want world domination, filling our minds with bad vibration. And I know what I'm talking about. I've seen the quotation on Facebook. I know about the evil men who make Donald Trump look like Harry Potter, who secretly created a pandemic just to scare us all shitless into submission and paid actors to make it look like the hospitals are full. I had my jab today, and now my cover's blown. My only sin was wanting to be healthy and protected, but now I've been to the crossroads and back, oh Lord. I've sold my soul to Johnny Two Jabs. I've gone over to the dark side, but the microchip in my brain is telling me I've already said too much. Bill Gates is telling me to stop. Better report to the telly screen where I get my orders. I had my jab today. Okay, so when I was asked, she asked me if I would do this tonight and mentioned that there had been a time at Coffee when I did a poem with a harmonica. And I was thinking, okay, I would probably quite like to do that again. I won't do the same poem, but I've got a couple. And this one is called Lonesome Road Blues. It was written to the memory of the wonderful blues guitarist and singer, Big Bill Broomsey, who died in the 1950s. He was a fabulous musician. Anyone who's into the blues will know about him. And he did a great song called Walking Down a Lonesome Road. And so I kind of picked up from that song, and this is where I got to. Have you ever been walking down a lonesome road, where the sound of your feet is your only company, and the unbeaten track unfolds like a never-ending highway into the unsounded distance? You don't know where you're going, you do know where you've been. Destination unknown, yeah. Destination unknown. All you see is the shade down that road ahead, and the few things you packed up tight jostle with your troubles in your old kit bag. And whether it's the rising of the sun or the madness of the moon, the tune you hum on your way is the same old theme and variations on the life you're living. And what the old folks said, and why they said it, and how they knew. Destination unknown. You feel the ground beneath your feet, solid, not solid, well-worn, virgin territory, or maybe a swamp where the water trickles into your shoes and the hassocks suck you down and you crawl on your belly and no one can see or hear you. And you could be sleeping in a nice feather bed, but when you're on your way, And the minutes and hours and days all roll into one. There's no turning back from destination unknown. Destination unknown. This road is so lonesome when you travel on, beyond your reputation, beyond the map that you lost in the first mile. And it's like the empty space blues, where you tread softly through the mist, where very few pass and the road rolls on and the signposts stop and your only guides are a hoot owl lost in the daytime, a muskrat that's forgotten how to ramble, and a mockingbird singing its Guess Who song. No choice but to follow your nose, to destination unknown. Have you ever been walking down a lonesome road where time passes, daylight passes, night passes, the sun and the moon and the stars passes. Your pack gets heavy, so you'll throw out things you were certain you'd need, and as you throw, your troubles trickle away too. And the holes in your shoes turn around and walk back home without you. And you carry on walking with only a heartbeat to your name. That's when you know you're on the right track. That's when you've got the devil off your back. That's when you know there's nothing that you lack. And destination unknown is right here beneath your feet when you're walking down a lonesome road.
Woo! That was amazing.
Brilliant. Yeah, really good, actually. It sounded really great.
Thank you. Yeah, great. I'm very pleased. I was asked to do about 20 minutes. Is that right? I'm trying to sort of time myself. I've got a clock next to
Oh,
me.
you could do less. It doesn't really matter because
It's up to you, Sam.
Do less if you want.
Yeah, I'm not a master of haiku. Brevity isn't my strong point. But see where we go. Okay. This is a poem called The New Normal, because everyone goes around using this phrase now, and I thought I'd like to add my 10 cents worth here. But it was great earlier on because Lesley mentioned the passing of Lawrence Ferlinghetti at the age of 101. And he was a real inspiration for me many, many years ago. And there's a particular poem of his that I love, and it's called I Am Waiting. And it's a whole list of things that he's waiting for. And the end of each section of the poem is that he says, I am waiting for a rebirth of wonder. That's such a lovely idea. And I wrote this poem about the new normal a couple of months ago, unaware of the fact that he was, going to pass away. And I realized that I've actually used the idea of wonder as well, not consciously imitating him, but this coincidence being what it is, I'd like to kind of dedicate this to his memory. In the new normal, everyone will see the dawn, hear the birds sing and understand the words of their songs, stroll through mornings and afternoons like a slow piano drag at the end of the day, see the sunset and fall in love again. The new normal is a place of wonder. In the new normal, the lion and the lamb will step the light fandango, swigging a brighter shade of ale. Presidents, premiers, and prime ministers will learn the steps stiffly at first, but when they find their feet, will smile new smiles that they last smiled when they were babies. The new normal is a place of love and wonder. In the new normal, everyone will be cared for. The more you care, the more you care. Sorry, everyone will be cared for. The more care you need, the more you get. The slogan will be, care is not just for Christmas, it's the air we breathe. the grub we eat, and everyone will get peace burgers with extra fries, no exceptions, all free, gratis, and served with great big ladles of goodwill and loving spoonfuls of rock and roll, jazz and boogie. The new normal is a place of innocence, love and wonder. In the new normal, we'll all care about what we can't see as much as what we can, and we'll know that what we can see is made by what we can't. The air will be clear, the sea will be fresh and strong, pollution will be taught about in history books, safe, clean energy will give us clean, safe energy for living our lives. The new normal is a place of life, innocence, love and wonder. Then the new normal politicians will be fitted with lie detectors. There will be public health warnings on all election addresses. Banks will be turned into pleasure domes. The Foreign Office will be staffed by foreigners. There'll be jobs to spare because everybody's happy without them. Teachers will be taught by children. Capitalism will be the dirty underwear you left under the bed ages ago and is now gathering fluff. Religions will be left to get on with it, as long as they let the rest of us get on with it too. Universities will pay students to attend. Work will be abolished and no one will miss it. Conspiracy theorists will get their brains back unwashed. When there was money, there'll be music. You'll never get to the end of the lollipop. And the new normal is a place of delight, life, innocence, love, and plenty of wonder. I'm going to go straight on to this. Is a poem I actually read a few years ago at the China House. But some of my poems, actually the better ones, I think, they go through all sorts of versions. So this is really quite radically different to what it was. Although I don't know, maybe people might, anyone who was there, well, Slain was there, maybe he'll remember it. Now, in rock and roll and pop music, and right up to the present day, in fact, the girl's name, Lucille, has a real kind of symbolic significance. You know, B.B. King, the blues musician, called his guitar Lucille, and he sang to Lucille. And of course, there were various songs. There was the Kenny Rogers song, You Picked a Fine Time to Leave Me, Lucille. And there was the song, first, I think, recorded by Little Richard, Lucille, and covered by just about everybody. Lucille, what happened to you, Lucille? You rock and roll, rhythm and stroll, shake, rattle and roll soul who stole all our hearts away, everyone. When did you put away your skin-tight pink pants, shiny high heels and off both shoulders tops that you wore when you rocked around the clock? When did you stop jiving, Lucille? Was it when Elvis joined the army and got his hair cut for his GI blues? When did you get the grown-up blues? Did you ever do your sister's will after all? I had a crush on Lucille. I went to sleep thinking of her cleavage. All I had to do was dream. Hell's bells, Lucille, you must be an old lady by now. Did you boogie through life like a barrel house piano that's only played after midnight? Did you wear a caftan and beads when you were 20 and blow erotic smoke rings around the hippie boys who wanted you for their own but daren't admit it because it wasn't cool? No ownership, man, no ownership. Did you get your knickers in a purple haze at Haight-Ashbury, where everyone was zoned and stoned? Did you get a lot of love in the summer of? Did you wear flowers in your hair and swap your rock and roll high heels for barefoot sandals with Hopi turquoise beads? Did you jingle jangle, wearing little bells round your neck and little else, so everyone could hear you coming, and I mean coming? Lucille, I asked the postman to look and see, was there a letter for me? Mind you, not that I ever expected you to write. Not rock and roll, definitely not rock and roll, and not very Woodstock either. Bad scene, man. Lucille, when you were 30, was your hair supreme like Diana Ross? Or did you give up on Blondie when they went all pop? Did you rip your jacket, tear your tights and go all fishnet anarcho-punk? And for your sins wear safety pins, threw away the stupid flowers and wear clothes pegs in your hair? And when you were lordy Miss 40, did you do it for yourself with all the other sisters? Did love tear you apart? At what point did it dawn on you that the years were passing? When was the onset of wondering, what have I done to deserve this? Did you pump up the volume to feel young again? Or did you start to feel you're on a road to nowhere? Lucille, did you want to be a 55-year-old postmodern conundrum, male, female, neither, both, in vogue with Madonna? Did anyone you knew smell like Teen Spirit? Was Radiohead's computer always on the blink and never okay, or would you rather stay in bed? Was this the first time you realized you'd not live forever and that it wasn't only love that could break your heart? Did you get yourself a little apartment near the center of town, paint and write, stop smoking dope and start singing jazz songs with guys near your age? Lucille, when the millennium came, did you finally find out what a girl wants and did you want it? Did your milkshake bring any boys to your yard? And did you ask them in for some milk and shake? Did you kiss any girls and did you like it? Or was it one bad romance after another? Did you wish you were still a naughty girl? Or did you hear yourself agreeing with the general moan that today's music is all the goddamn same and no wonder this party never gets started? Lucille, where are you now, Lucille? Do you still wear tight dresses and lipstick? Does Beethoven still roll over when you slide into the room? Or have you ridden away on that mystery train shaboom? Did you finally hang up your rock and roll shoes, leaving us all right here with the summertime blues? Lucille, please come back where you belong. That'll be the day. That'll be the day, Lucille.
Wow.
Okay.
Awesome.
I do remember that. I do remember that, Sam, at the China House.
All right. Yeah.
So I really love that piece. I love all the references.
Good. I'm glad you remembered it, but it is, as I say, quite a bit different. Right. This probably is the last one. It's called Tomorrow, and it's another little harmonica number. I don't know. This is, I guess, for people who are always planning to move on, make a radical change to their life. We're moving on, we're moving out, we're splitting this town without a doubt. Tomorrow, we're gonna take what's left and leave the rest. We're heading for the land where the sun shines best. Bye-bye neighbors, bye-bye friends. This is where the chapter ends. Gonna flush these sad days, bad days down the drain. Gonna catch that morning outbound train tomorrow. No more sorrow, the outbound train will lose this chain, and we're gonna plow a brand new furrow, and we're gonna do it tomorrow. We're moving on, we're gonna pack a bag, take us to the station, away from this drag. Goodbye Peter, goodbye Paul, gotta think big, no more Mr. Small. No lousy, frowsy job, adios to the boss who doesn't give a toss. No more local rag with headlines that sag till they fall off the front page with boredom and never make it to the sports column. No more crazy one-way system, we're going the only way, and that way is up. It's in the stars. I've read the signs. Give the finger to these parking fines. And the ticket-happy, crappy traffic warden in his uniform, gentle as a storm, who hates mankind and whose peace of mind is to see you find. We're leaving behind the bird shit, dog shit, bullshit, all shit. Because there'll be no shit tomorrow. No shit at all. No more sorrow. The outbound train will lose this chain. We're gonna plow a brand new furrow. Take the wind out of life's old sails, glide and ride those running rails. We're gonna do it tomorrow. We're moving on, and that's no joke. We're off in a cloud of smoke. I'll show my ass to the roadworks that pester us all deliberately, and the holes in the road that are never repaired, and the temporary traffic light that's forever red and won't let you go when your engine gets hot and you're losing the plot. Farewell, ta-ta to the neighborhood cats, spreading fleas and disease and piss against the trees. You can smell it in the breeze. They'll be left behind, out of sight, out of mind tomorrow. No more sorrow. The outbound train will loose this chain. We're gonna plow a brand new furrow. We'll take the wind out of life's old sails, glide and ride those running rails, dig us out of this bottomless pit, blast and boogie, banana split. Only gotta wait for tomorrow. I'm moving on and never coming back. I'm moving on, hit the road now, Jack. Bye to the streets all paved with mould, where the wildest tricks of the tawny owl chicks that the mayor raised as his own, and released them back into the tame, and got his finger in his picture in the paper. Rah, 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 where the loudest sound is the air guitar that the neighbours threaten with the law, where a sad old sailor with holes in his shoes got clink for the night that he spent on the booze, where everyone is good and it drives you mad. There's no one with the imagination to be bad. Tomorrow, tomorrow, no more sorrow. No more sorrow. The outbound train will lose this chain. We're gonna plow a brand new furrow. We'll take the wind out of life's old sails, glide and ride these running rails, dig ourselves out of this bottomless pit, blast and boogie, banana split. See you in hell. Au revoir. We're off like a stripper's bra. We're off to plow our own new furrow tomorrow. That's what I'm talking about. Tomorrow. Gonna get round to it. Tomorrow. Tomorrow. There's a brand new day. Tomorrow.
Wow.
Terrific.
Thank you. Thank you.
Whee!
Really good.
Fantastic.
Thank you,
Love
Sam.
that so much.
Thank you so much, Sam. It was great.
Amazing.
Let's see what comments we've got. Quite a few.
Mainly comments from me going, wow.
Yeah.
And other variations of that theme.
Yeah. Lots of wows. Got quite a lot of chat here, so we're going back quite far. Oh, Margaret says this is properly good. Mira says great stuff, Sam. Then got lots of chat there. Then Edith says love his poetry, so Western type of poetry, nostalgic, US South flavour. Lesley says love this album. Wow, travelling poem accompanied by a harp. Sue Bailey says very clever chat. What else is going on here? Lesley says, I love this Sam in the spirit of Ferlinghetti. Gabby says, so many people with amazing voices tonight. Margaret says, a fitting elegy for Ferlinghetti. Gabby says, I build Sam as ultra cool. I think I was right. Rose Barrett says, absolutely spot on, ultra cool. Gabby says, fishnet anarcho-punk is everything I've ever aspired to.
Teenage dream, Sam.
I can't say me too, but yeah, you know what I mean.
You can. You can.
Gabby says
it's what we all wanted, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
Abby says it's the best she's ever seen you, Sam. So yeah, amazing.
No, it also
You definitely come alive
Yeah.
tonight, Sam. I've really enjoyed it.
It's great to hear you with the harmonica. I've never heard you do that before. So
I've heard it loads of times, and I always love it every single time. Saves, I love it when you're on the piano too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually sitting at my piano now, but it's so badly out of tune, I wouldn't put it on you.
Yeah.
I had a weird feeling you were in front of a piano. You had that look occasionally, like you were going to go and play something. And I was like, is he in front of his piano?
The other thing I've noticed on Zoom is that it won't cope with piano very well.
No. Yeah. Oh, thank you so
Thanks,
much, Sam.
Sam.
So
Beautiful.
now we've got our final act, which is Aztec Tree, and this is Slain McGough Davey with his friends Derek Wright and Phil Rowan, and they're a Southwest band influenced by electronica, reggae, new wave, and punk. So we've got a few tracks to play with a photo montage to show of some images of Aztec Tree.
Yeah, basically
Can I be a bastard and interrupt and make Slain tell you about the time we got Derek to play with his synth pop band in a kitchen the size of his living room?
Yeah, we did a gig at Flameworks, and Derek came down with, I think it was Gina, her name was, and they did that was a really good synth pop event. But I was just going to say, the reason we've put this montage together is because actually we spent a large period of time where we wasn't together as a band, but we did tour and play a lot when we were a lot younger. And as we steadily get older towards the grave, we decided to get back together. But what we didn't realise was that COVID was going to happen. So we recorded a load of songs, and then we had some gigs probably lined up, by the looks of it, would have been like at some low-key festivals. And we didn't really want to just play any gig anymore. We just wanted to play festivals, really. And it all looked really good. We looked like we've got a set together. Everything was ready to go. And then COVID hit. And then we haven't spoke to each other for months. No, that's right. And we ain't each other's for months. And so the reason the montage is there, because we can't get together because we're in 3 different areas of Cornwall and Devon, Somerset. So the photographs are just photographs from my art collection, art photographs put together by Gabby, basically.
I've become overexcited. The anthology is up on archive.org right now. It's just uploaded. Sorry, we've been waiting for archive.org all night. It's got work by all sorts of exciting people like Sam Richards, Lesley Constable, many other people, and it's up. And I'm going to put it in the chat. And we're also going to watch 3 videos about surrounding Aztec Tree. We're going to have the section where we hear your music with the photos by Slain, which I selected out of what he gave me.
Yeah, and
how we work together. Like, have some art, pick some, right?
I'd just like to say
a short interview with you, Slain, and Derek from Aztec Tree, conducted by Autumn Stevens, who I think is still with us.
Yeah.
And then we have an animation by Derek Wright.
Yeah, and I'd just like to say, just before all this kicks off, when this all ends, we are going to get back together, and then we'll actually probably make a video now, a proper video. So this is just what there is at the moment, and we didn't know the world was going to fall apart. So, but at least we're all still making.
After that, we're also going to put the link up to the anthology, and anyone who has work in the anthology is welcome to join us and read some of their work.
Yeah, after all that. Anyway, I'll let you carry on, play it.
So all this is going to start.
On this river of life, no place called home, not for the likes of me and you, that is. On this river of life, no place called home, not for the likes of me and you, that is. Not for the likes of me and you, that is. On this river of life, all you want to do is light a fires and smoke a stuff under these skies of a travelogue. On this river of life, no place called home, not for the likes likes of me and you, not for the likes of me and you. I like to dance under the skies, dance, dance under the skies. Be free and travel and be yourself under the skies of a travelogue. On this river of life. Place called home on this river of life.
Good at first, then attach a stipulation. Now no one knows what's best or worst. It's called mind manipulation. They plan and orchestrate it all from the safety of their palaces. Then watch as we just stare or fall, caught in panic or paralysis. Find your fire. Find your fire. Find your fire.
I see the city on fire. Free your mind. Free your soul. Fight your fire. Free your fire. I see the city lights. I see the city on fire. Free your mind. Free your mind.
It's not too late, but getting near to the point of no return. You choose your fate or live in fear. It's self-respect you need to earn. Find your fire. Find your fire. Burn and melt a lifetime's lies. Silent voices fuel the corruption. Learning and love, two things they despise, will feed from their deception. The time is now, we all must stand. Refuse to let it continue. All the bad, they've still got planned. Find your fire, it dwells within you. Find your fire. 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 Stand up, rise up, be yourself, be free, be
Capitalist, anarchist, cruel, husband, friend, enemy, Mr. Mrs. Uncle, student, teacher, suicide, unicorn, manifesto, call me, hey, Brand.
the powers that so shouldn't be strive to trick me indeed into thinking we can work this out, forcing the mind's paradigm into everyday rhyme. Do the best to plant deep seeds of doubt.
I'm not like them. Call me feminist, call me masculine, call me brother, call me sister, call me straight. I'm not like them. Call me bisexual, call me son, call me gay, call me easy confused. Politicians, uncles, student, teacher, suicide, miracle, manifesto, call me, old brand, call me. I'm not like them. I'm not like them.
In the park, walking arm in arm, with children of the past and special brew on the go. As the sun glitters in the eyes as the people stare, like some kind of freaks in the glass tank. Yeah, because I like that around here. Yeah, because I like that around here. They can never change in their pretty ways and petty ways. What the hell do you have to be like that? I have no answers. They're too scared to change in their ways. Yeah, why? Because they're too scared around here. I cry inside with tears to take away and wash away the pain. They're too scared around here. Will they ever change in their petty ways? Will they ever change in their petty ways? No care in the world. I like that around here. I like that around here.
Hello, my name's Autumn Stevens, and this evening I'm interviewing Slain and Derek from Aztec Tree. I must admit, from listening to the tracks that you sent me, I think you chaps are pretty damned amazing, actually. I really loved listening to your music. And the thing that has struck me, really, the big thing that struck me was the fusion of different styles of music, from like Middle Eastern almost to old Vangelis and Kraftwerk. How did you chaps come up with that?
What it is, I think
it's like anything. If something's in your head because you've been brought up with a style, different styles of music, and you like different styles of music, it sticks in your head. And if you're an artist of any way, it reflects out on what it's gone in, doesn't it? If you're a painter and you was perhaps brought up in the wilds or something, you'd probably be very good at drawing flowers, and you know what I mean. It's just what goes in comes back out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it's a fusion because I like so many styles of music. So I think that's what it is.
And a lot of those kind of styles were of a different time, like sort of maybe the mid to late 1970s, the early 1980s. Is that the kind of time frame that you kind of looked at? Because there's very, very punk influences there as well.
Myself, I've always WonderZoo, the platform I run's got a punk ethos to it. I've always believed in do-it-yourself culture.
Yeah, and do you enjoy? I mean, you've said that that's kind of music and the time that's influenced you. Do you feel that that's the kind of playing the music that you enjoy the most?
That's a hard one because I can.
I'm sorry.
What it is because I do like lots of styles, and it depends what mode I'm in at the time. I mean, I could go completely electronic and be just as enjoyment being in an electronic band as if I was in a completely acoustic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really do go through. I can just swap and change. I really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that shows in the music. I mean, some of the notes that I've got here is the way that you seem to flawlessly move from like a Middle Eastern kind of flavor to sort of jazz punk, jazz funk, and then, you know, almost into like Romany sort of folk with like penny whistle type thing. You know, it's the transition between those styles are sort of fairly flawless. Is that a hard thing for you to do, to merge those styles together?
It's a funny one. Sometimes you can do something and it can almost be just natural.
Yeah.
But other times, I think it depends. If you're told you've got to do something, it probably wouldn't work. If you said, right, put a reggae and put a folk, I want a reggae folk, do it now, I probably couldn't do it. It's just got to come out. It's weird. I don't know. I can't really explain it really.
So it's kind of going with the flow at that moment. That's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, and like with the lyrics, the lyrics when I was listening, that it was people like Billy Bragg and those kind of people that just suddenly flew out in, you know, I've got a message to get out there. Is that the sort of thing that you were aiming for in the lyrics for those songs?
It's funny you said about Billy Bragg. So I would say Billy Bragg's definitely been an influence. But bands like the Levelers, I mean, Derek's seen the Levelers with me. I'd say really bands like the Levelers or the Pogues or the Water Boys and bands like that, which have got a punk but a folk element.
Yeah.
That I've always been influenced in. But I've always been influenced by poets like William Blake or William Burroughs and stuff like that. And I've always, you know, John Cooper Clarke and stuff like that. So all that's really, you know, I'm always interested in, like, and Derek's the same really, even in the music he creates. It's that I don't really want to sing about sandwiches and pineapples. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd rather sing something that's a bit got a meaning to it. To me, it's in music really. Music's got meaning to it. And in the same way, you can, like, in the same way with the Levelers, you can dance to the Levelers and you can listen to the lyrics, but at the same time, you can have fun to it. And I think it's like, I mean, I was really influenced by bands like Crass growing up. The trouble with Crass, it's so like in your face and hardcore. It's impossible to really like dance to it or have fun to it. It's great and it's really great, but what Derek does in a sense is that we create fun to it, so you can dance to it, don't really care about lyrics if you don't want to, or you can listen to the lyrics and care about the lyrics. It's up to you.
That's very
Yeah.
true, actually. Gives you a choice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's up to you.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to be like fun, but got something, a message. Do you know what I mean? The two. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that definitely showed up. I mean, in the sense of the lyrics are there, but the music as well. The music on its own, you can. I mean, I was seriously bouncing around my living room, I've got to admit. But you know, how can I say it? Yeah, the lyrics are there, and from listening to what you were saying, it actually means something, particularly in these times. But for people that may not listen to the lyrics like that, the music certainly makes up for that in the different styles, in the changes in that way, really. So where is Aztec Tree going?
Well, I think originally we were recording, we had some ideas to get some shows off the ground, then COVID hit, didn't it? And then the world stopped. And then we're all stuck here on Zoom.
I mean, will we see you at Glastonbury if there's one in a couple of years' time? You know that.
I won't say no if that happens.
I remember you, my teenage love. For so many years, you were my only love. My teenage love. My teenage love. I fell for you when I was 10. The elder brother of a friend. I thought I'd never love again. I would have died just to hold your hand. My teenage love, you were my teenage love. Whenever I saw you anywhere, I blushed and froze with the most stupid stare. Too bad you never really cared. Just a random child to you, a little girl you hardly knew. I was sure sometime you'd love me too. I wrote you letters now and then. Wish I could say now that these letters never have been sent. You read them loud to all your friends. My teenage love, you were my teenage love. Whenever I saw you anywhere, I blushed and froze with the most stupid stare. Too bad you never really cared. Just a random child to you, a little girl you hardly knew. I was sure sometime you'd love me too. Time went on, what can I say? One of your friends turned round to stare at me day after day. What could I do? I turned away. My teenage love, you were my teenage love.
So if there's anyone out there now who's would like to read one poem, if you've got a poem in the anthology, or you'd like to share something, if you haven't already shared any work this evening, please do say, and we'll be more than happy to give people the opportunity to have a bit of an open mic sesh if you want, but we do understand Zoom fatigue is a real thing.
Ruth said she wanted to read, and Tia, and we have a few people from the anthology.
Yeah. Ruth, would you like to read something?
Yes, can I run 3 short ones together?
Yeah.
I was going to do 4, but I'll cut down. I just got this little run of lockdown poems, which go from the frivolous to the really, really lonely. I think I'll leave the last one out. So it's only 3 together, very small. I start with lockdown weekends. Ah, the weekend comes round again, the one night each week of action and decisions. That's Monday night, when I put out the wheelie bin. This week begins Tuesday, midday, when I take the bin back in. Weekend excitement, choices to be made, which bin to wheel out, green or black. I consult the list the council sent, a hallowed ritual, really, I know. Then with a new black plastic bag, I scour the premises. Could more go? Should it or shouldn't it? No, I think I'll keep that. I wheel the bin out under the dark sky, retire satisfied, settle down, relax, choose a bottle, fill a glass, as you do when the weekend arrives. Tomorrow, the new week starts. This is called We Celebrate This Year. There are things to celebrate. The sun shines, rain comes, wind blows, birds fly, leaves green the world, wild creatures become bold. Everyone takes photos. Our government tells us all, it's simple, wash hands, distance, stay home, trust us, we know best. And we've opened more hospitals. Everyone claps, the NHS. Flowers open splendidly, then die. Now there's leaf colour, leaf fall, trees becoming skeletal, birds fly away. Everyone has birthdays, a year going by. And finally, the party at the turkey farm. There's a party at the turkey farm. Now Christmas has been cancelled. They are strutting, feather fluffing. They're now hoping to see spring. There's excited gobble gobbling. Are they trying to sing? Now Christmas has been cancelled. It's dance, hijinks and revelry. They do-si-do, flap wings, fantails, feet almost leave the ground, and hens are busy hoarding hay. Now Christmas has been cancelled. There's a party at the turkey farm. They don't see the big vans come, or what's written on the sides of them. Whiskers, waffle meat and chum. Canners queuing to cash in here, as turkey meat has got so cheap. Now Christmas has been cancelled. Cheers, folks.
That's lovely. Can I just wanted to read out some of the comments for Aztec Tree, as I didn't mention a few. So Rosie Barrett says, nice whistle on the previous song. Phil says, enjoying these visuals. Lesley asked, was it an Irish tin whistle? She says, great stuff. Was it an Irish tin whistle?
It's all electronica.
Oh, it's all electronic, so it wasn't.
Apart from the bass and lead guitar, everything's done electronic. We're an electronic band.
Yeah, so Lesley says, wow, Slane's photography, what an eye, just great, fabulous, digging the music too.
Oh, well, Gabby said, good.
Gabby says, Slane's photography is amazing. He could be a hugely successful photographer if he stuck to one art form. I'm not suggesting he should. And then she mentions the links. Sam
Me being nice about you. Can everyone just take note? Because he says I bully him all the time. And I do, because he's a twat, but also he's very good at things.
Very good. Yeah.
You're very good.
Sam Richard says, yes, great photography. Lesley says, talk about capturing the decisive moment. Yeah. Peter Rose says, absolutely love this video. Lesley says, me too. Peter, you should read from your anthology, from what your work in the anthology.
Oh,
that's Peter Rose.
Yeah.
Is that where I had to go at him for submitting late?
Yeah.
Williams.
Yeah.
Mary says, love the music.
Because he asked Slane. Slane said, no, that's fine. It's not fine. Don't listen to him. It's not all right. Anyway, carry on.
Mary says, love the music.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, sorry. No. And William says, a brilliant evening. Thank you for having me, and thank you to all the people watching, and of course all the people who read or played. Really enjoyed your work and hearing the different voices. Stay safe, stay sane, stay sensible, and sleep tight. Big respect. Thank you, William. Jason would like to do one poem.
Yeah, sure. And Pete Rose.
So yeah, we've got Pete Rose, Jason, and Tia, I think, if Tia's still there. So yeah, who? Let's go for
Pete Rose.
Pete Rose.
Pete Rose first.
Thank you. Which one do you want? Do you want me to read the one from the anthology?
Yeah.
You do.
You know what? Do you know what, Peter? What I want you to do is I want you to cram something in because it's good, but do it last minute. Do it when you're really pressured, you've got a lot of other stuff on, and you can't really cope, and you just go, and then you're like, oh, yeah, Castaway, that's a good poem. Maybe you could do that one.
I have to say, it's a beautiful picture, the one you've put next to it.
Yeah.
Whose picture is it?
No idea. I can't remember the other.
Anyway, okay. Right, here we go then. Castaway. A crescent moon, like an upturned basket, has strewn stars across the sky. Night air spills from the open skylight, splashing across our exposed shoulders. The soft feather duvet binds us together, resisting the unrelenting cascade of air, anchoring us firmly in the present moment. The heat of your breast against my ribs draws my attention, and I raise my hand, gently stroke your glorious golden skin. Sleepy, slow eyes slowly open, you smile. A goddess washed in filtered moonlight. I am adrift, lost in the ocean of your eyes, a virescent sea of blue-green tourmaline. My vessel rudderless in velvet darkness, moved by the ebb and flow of passion, pitched and tossed by thought and memory. Elevated pulse pounds within my veins, colours are bright, senses heightened. Your scent, an exotic hint of spice from the market of the Grand Bazaar. We sink into silk-lined sleep, lost to the Sandman's call.
Wow. That's really great.
That's beautiful in writing, but that's really beautiful performed.
Yeah, thank you so much, Peter. Great to see you. And we've got Jason Brownlee.
Hey, hi everyone.
Hi,
I just want to say Slain, Gabby, Plymouth legends.
Oh, thanks, Jason. So are you.
That's almost an insult.
Whatever. I'm going to call this one Lost Generation. Lost Generations. Back to the bone. The cannibalistic stench from the rotten, unpicked flesh between the teeth of the overseers, behind the screen or the lens of a camera. They amass vast databases. They strip us of our privacy, dignity, wisdom, and spirituality. Bombarded against the rising tide, relentless radio waves bombard us, transmitting unspeakable subliminal images to the electron receptors in our brains. Using only 10%, we are magnets for expansion. New neurological pathways are formed, creating fear from within. Messages arrive from our subconscious, reprogramming us as we slumber. War is waged. Machines gather endless information to determine our every move, thought and footstep, monitored, barcoded from birth. We are taught to want when we already have everything we need. We sit and do nothing as large corporations molest this earth that we walk upon, hunting and gathering resources as there is no tomorrow for this thing that they call consumerism. Cannibalism, more like. Is it not inevitable, the death of the human race, suffocating on its own waste, creation at its worst? For to create, we must destroy. To find peace, we must first destroy ourselves. Yes, we have empathy, but without actions, it means nothing. Like a pen without ink. What is reality? An illusion created by media. The truth is always hidden. We have never been so disconnected from our true selves, sheep consumed by the shepherd. False purpose, a society held in invisible chains. Our assets owned by the Crown Corporation. False freedom. Revolution, at what cost? The oppressed become the oppressors, and history repeats itself time and time again.
Wow.
Jason. Sound was a bit dodgy at the first bit, so missed a little bit at the beginning, but thank you so much. Was there anyone else who hasn't read yet who'd like to read something?
No, that sounds cool.
So yeah,
Gabby, can you show?
So we are particularly looking for people who are in the anthology, which we posted all over everything.
Okay. So thank you everybody for coming. We're going to end the evening with a 20-minute art video. But you don't have to stay if you don't want to. It'll go on Facebook.
You don't have to. It'll be on Facebook Live. It'll turn up on YouTube. But it's an art video of art by Slain McGough Davey. Look more enthusiastic and wave. Oh, there he goes. Live. Chi Bennett, or Queen Chi, as we all know her. That's much better waving. Me.
Yay.
Matt Thomas, who isn't here to wave and probably wouldn't if he could. And also music by Hippie, our secret feral sound engineer. So if you can't be asked to watch it tonight, watch it on YouTube, but it's going to happen now. So
I'd just like to say before we go, thanks for everybody for coming. So we won't be at the end of this video. So good night for now. And if you want to watch it, you're welcome to. It'll be on Facebook or on Zoom. So thanks everybody for coming and enjoy the magazine.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Great to see you all. Lots of love. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.